Hello everybody, welcome, welcome. Come on in. I am jumping on my other device. Please say hello when you join me live. Hopefully I have everything here. All right, oh my gosh. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me live today. My name is Kristen Conant, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You're joining me live in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And welcome back to those who have joined me before. Okay, guys, this is going to be fast and furious today because there's some steps involved in today's projects. So with that, while I'm going over some things, if you want to grab a piece of paper and a pencil, pen, pencil, and a drink, get ready for today's projects. Okay, before we get started, as a reminder, we had a new product of the month for May. I did a live on that. Was it last week? I don't even remember. I've done so much in all my weeks that all my weeks are running together. But anyways, the product of the month for May is called Berry Botanical Vellums. Check that out. If you did not catch my Facebook Live, you can subscribe to Create with Love at YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified every time a video is loaded there. So Facebook no longer holds our videos. They only keep them for 30 days. So if you want to see things that I have done that are older than 30 days, jump on over to my YouTube channel and you can check out all my past videos. There are several. I don't even remember how many years now I've been doing this, but there are several. So go check it out. Another reminder, what started May 5th and goes through the 31st is Stampin' Up! Offered a sweeter deal for our starter kit. Our starter kit is always the best way to get the best deal that we have. It is typically $125 a product of your choice for only $99 and tax. But May 5th through, like I said, the 31st of May, Stampin' Up! Has sweetened the deal. And one of the options that you can do is instead of $125 worth of product, you can now choose $160 worth of product for $99. Or better yet, you can choose a starter kit, $125 worth of product, plus you would receive the 5 brand new ink colors that just started in May. The 5 brand new color ink pads. I don't think I said that. Sorry, in my thoughts. 5 brand new in color ink pads could be yours free. Those ink pads are $14 a piece. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, reach out to me. We would love to have you on the Create with Love team. We have so much fun every week as a team, and we want you to be part of our team. The next thing that I want to share with you, Stampin' Up! Has just put out there that they are going to hold another online class. We just finished one, and when I turn the camera down, I will show you what we did and go over that real quickly before we get started. And that one still is available to purchase. The thing about the classes are, yes, they do them live, so you can craft along with them. They send you a link to a special Facebook page, but the perk of the class is not only do you get to do it live with them, but you can go back and watch it as many times as you want. So those of us who love to create with other things, we can do those same projects but use other products. So If you want to know more about the last one, reach out to me. I'd love to share that with you. But the next one coming up is called the Scenic Coast. And if you have not yet seen the Scenic Coast bundle that is in the brand new catalog, you are missing out. This suite of products is amazing. The paper is over the top. My gosh, the cards, the designer paper makes the cards themselves. I mean, you cut the paper and put a greeting on it and you have an absolutely stunning card. But with all that, if you want to do more with the stuff, like I said, Stampin' Up! Was going to hold an online class. The online class you can purchase not until June 2nd, but I want to give you a heads up so that you can go check it out. The Scenic Coast Craft class you can purchase June 2nd, starting on June 2nd. The cost for the class is $30. That does not include any of the products. You would, if you want to make all the projects that Stampin' Up! Is going to do like Stampin' Up!, you would need to order the suite of products. And then the $30 class is in addition to that. But like I said, the $30 class, you can watch it as many times as you want after the class has aired. And they always teach us new techniques and the projects are always amazing. So if you want to know more about that, you can reach out to me as well. As a reminder, I do classes here every week in my Create with Love Stampin' Studio. I do them on Mondays. Monday is the best time for me. So Mondays are the days that I always do them. And I do have a skeleton calendar, I call it, an empty calendar, with specific days of the week, the Mondays, from month to month. And I say it's a skeleton because I fill it in every month with different products and different cards. But you can mark ahead and know when these classes are. So the first and last Monday of every month, I do a product-based class. Fees go according to the product that I have to order for you. These two classes, you must pay 3 weeks prior to RSVP in order for me to get those products, have them here ready for you to use in time for class. Okay, so for instance, excuse me, the one coming up next Monday, it's already too late to register for it, but I want to give you a sample of what it is. So like next Monday, we are doing the Waterside Retreat. I'm excited for those of you who are coming. Can't wait. The Waterside Retreat class. And for that class, they are going to receive the loose anchor trinkets, the Waterside 12x12 DSP, and the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. The fee for this class is $50. They get those products. They will be using just a small portion of them in the class, and then there's leftovers that they can take home to finish. Now, what they do not get is the stamp set and dies or stamp set and punch, depending on the suite. But, excuse me, if they wish to add that bundle into their order, I can place the order those things for them, and have them here for them when class is held, so that way when they do go home with their leftovers, they have everything they need to work with. So again, first and last Monday every month is a product-based class, unless it's a holiday. If there's a holiday, of course, we don't get together on the holidays. I want you to enjoy your family. So then the second Monday of every month, I do a 10-card class. The 10-card class, these are, the premise behind the class is you do 10 cards. Each card is supposed to take you 10 minutes or less to make. But they are cute cards. Who doesn't need a bunch of cards, right, on hand, ready to have? So, this class you do not need to prepay for, but you do need to let me know that you want to come with an RSVP 2 weeks prior to the class, so that I can have a card kit cut and ready for you to use when you get here. I would hate for you to show up, me not know that you were coming, and I do not have a card kit prepared for you to use. So if you would like to join us, please reach out to me and let me know. Then the third Monday of the month. This is my 6-card class. For the 6-card class, again, you need to RSVP 2 weeks prior so that I can have a card kit cut and ready for you to use when you're here. This class is $30, or it can be free with the $35 order placed that night. So, if these are classes that you're interested in, please let me know so that I can get you registered and ready. So, the last product-based class for the month of June already. I know. This month is going to fly by, so I need RSVPs right away for the 10-card class and the 6-card class. And especially the next product-based class, you have until June 8th. So just what, like a week and a half, 2 weeks here. The last Monday of June, we will be doing the Valley in Bloom class. And this is in the new catalog that just came out. The fee for this class is $47. And it is due to me by June 8th. And so in this class, they are going to be receiving the Shimmering Dots, the Luxe White Specialty designer paper, and the Valley in Bloom 12 by 12 designer paper. And if you haven't seen this suite of products yet, it's stunning. I am so excited for the suite of products to do classes with this year. They are amazing. Excuse me. July, we are doing Scenic Coast. So, not only can you do that class with Stampin' Up! Scenic Coast, but you could come to the class here and get even more ideas. So, just another reason to buy that suite of products, right? And then again, 10-card class, 6-card class, and then the end of July, we will be using the Velvet Meadow suite of products. And that class is due to me by July 6th. The Scenic Coast one is due to me by June 15th. Then in August, we are going to do the Moonlit Flora class. And that one is $43. And the class will be held August 3rd, but is due to me by July 13th. Then the second Monday, 10-card class, third Monday, 6-card class. And then I have to decide on my last product-based class in August. I believe, don't shoot me, but I believe we're going to do Christmas. Oh my gosh, we never have enough time to do Christmas cards, right? And get all the things done. So, I didn't get it in time to do July, Christmas in July. So we're going to do Christmas in August. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Also, the last Friday of August, I am going to be doing my catalog launch party for the next catalog that will be coming out. Yep, you heard me right. Stampin' Up! Is no longer doing an annual catalog. They are doing rather 3 new catalogs this year. So we don't have all these other catalogs to keep track of. It's better for them. It's better for us. As consumers, less to keep track of. And so this current catalog goes to the end of August. And after that, so starting in September, we will have a brand new catalog to work with. So again, if you want any information on any of this, please reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. So are you guys ready for today's projects? I'm going to turn the camera down and around. And so if you get a little nauseous with motion, right now you want to look away. I'll let you know when I am ready. Before we get started on today's project, so I want to show you the 4 projects that we just made at a class with Stampin' Up! So you can get a feel for the kind of projects that they do. And trust me, you can do these. And if you do get overwhelmed as they're doing them online, it's okay. Take a deep breath, stop, pause, because like I said, the recording will be there for you to watch as many times as you want until you get your projects finished, okay? All right, let's turn the camera down. Hang on. Don't look yet. Okay, now I think it's safe to look. I think. Who has joined me live? It's Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Welcome. My camera's a little higher today, so I can't see who's here. I can't see the messages. Let me see if the other one, if they're gonna play nice to me. Say hello or something and see if Facebook shows it. Let's show you the projects real quick. This is one of them we just did at the last paper mixer class. Look at this box. Isn't this the cutest? It's a milk carton style box because of the way it folds at the top. This flap holds the box shut. Is that not the cutest? Who wouldn't want to receive a birthday gift in there? How cute. Let me grab these here. I kind of buried them a little bit. We did this one. This one was done so that it could go in a picture frame and go on the wall if you wish, or you of course could mount this to another piece of paper and put it in your scrapbook. But this paper wrapping was a brand new technique and it was so cool. It yes, it stretched me out of my comfort zone when I did it, but I'm glad I did it because now I want to do it on some other things. So it's really cool. I've never done that before. Yeah, almost 30 years of stamping, I've not done that. So that was cool. Then we did this envelope, and then when you pull the card out of this envelope, this one, this one opens this way first, rather. We did some blending here and some stamping, and you can see we did some doodling, and then this opens this way. So I've never done a card like this before. Again, more doodling on here, and I haven't done any Zentangle things or any of that in a very long time, so that was nice to have a fresh reminder of that. Then this other project, we made an envelope, and this is the belly band that we did for the envelope. And I took it off so I didn't have to wrestle with it with you guys on here. But this is a bifold card. And so this entire card is decorated. It's amazing. So we have this, then it opens to this. This pulls out. We have a little tag here. And then this opens up and it's decorated there. But wait, there's one more side. And yep, it too is decorated too. So how cool is that, right? Okay, so that gives you a little sneak peek into types of things that Stampin' Up! Does when they do a class, and it is always different. So I cannot wait to see what they are going to do at this next class, because you know the scenic coast. Let me see, I can find out. I can show you guys now. This is the scenic coast suite. There is vellum here. Excuse me. I'm actually going to be using a little bit of this here in a little bit. This is the golden color. There's a gold, a pink, and a soft blue. Then they have these sequins, and then this paper. This is the paper is telling you that, oh my gosh, the paper itself makes gorgeous cards. And then, of course, there's a stamp set and dies. But then over here on this page, you can see some of the samples. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, you're going to love it. Take this class with me. I'd love to see you guys on there. Okay, so today's projects, oh gosh, I went too far. Today's projects, I am going to be using the Moonlit Flora. Now, this is a class that I have coming up. I think it was the 1st of August I'm doing this one, where we'll be using the Moonlit Flora DSP. We have the Dewdrop embellishments, and then we have a Fern and Flora embossing folder, and then there is a Fern and Flora bundle. Okay, and so the projects that I'm doing for you today are right out of this catalog, because you guys know me, I love to do things that Stampin' Up! Has already done. this is not just something to shop by, but you can copy the projects that you see in here. So that's what I want to show you today. Here is the stamp set that we're going to be using. I was introduced to this stamp set and dies at Onstage this year when I went to California. This was the bundle of products that we purchased ahead of time so that we could take a stamping class while we were at Onstage, and it was fun. And look at all of the dies. We have our dies in here that cut out the stamped images, but then look at how many stand alone. There's this one that creates flowers, this one for a greeting, this one does the centers for this flower. There's this one, and then we got some ferns, another piece of flora here, and another one here. So lots of dies with this one, and I am going to be using all but 2 of the greetings today. So you're going to get to see a lot of these in action today. Then this is the embossing folder, the Fern and Flora embossing folder, and I love it. Hopefully you can see that. I know my camera's delayed. Yep. But this is really cool. Let me see. What other goodies am I using? Oh, I'm using a little bit of linen thread on one of my projects, so I wanted to show you that. These are the dewdrop embellishments that coordinate with the suite product that you get if you purchase the suite. We'll be using those. So let me take those out of the case and have those ready to go for us. And then let's see, we've got some more things. I told you there are a lot of things that I'm going to be using today. Let me see, I am using a piece of the two-tone cardstock. It's lighter on one side and darker on the other. Can you see that? Excuse me. What I love about the two-tone cardstock is that you have the light and the dark, but also it has a white core center in it so that you can do different techniques with this paper and see the white. So that's really cool. And then we also have our DSP, and I've used some of it, but I wanted to show you. This is side A, this is side B, side A, side B, side A, side B, another side A, side B, side A, side B, and the last one, side A and side B. So isn't that gorgeous? It is stunning. If you could see it in person, you would be even more impressed. Then a couple other things. I told you, lots of things today. I'm using a blender pen. This is clear ink inside of here, okay? So don't wash these. Like, you know, when you stamp with your stamps, you want to wash your stamp. Do not do that with this. I'll give you tips here in a minute when I use it. But then I'm also going to be using Old Olive Stampin' Blends. I am going to be using our new Golden Glow Stampin' Blends. I'm going to be using the Light Secret Sea, and I'm going to be using the Light Berry Burst. And I just remembered I forgot something, so hold tight for just a second. It will only take me a second. Okay, sorry. Ugh. Always something you forget, right? Okay, so the first card that I'm going to do is this one here. I told you, right out of the catalog. So I am going to do this card here. So let's talk about our pieces that we are going to be using. So we are using another brand new ink color. This is called our Peaceful Pine. It is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And match up your corners. Use your bone folder, give it a nice burnish so that it lays flat. So there's our base. I need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. That is our liner. I need another piece of basic white. This one is 3 3/4 by 4 1/4. This one is one we're going to do stamping on. I need a piece of the DSP that is 3 3/4 by 5. This same DSP, I need one that is a 1/2 inch by 4 inches. This same DSP, because we want to use the back side, we need a 1/2 inch by 3 1/2 inches. I need another piece of basic white that is 5/8 of an inch. That is a short lash beyond a 1/2 inch. And then it is by 3 1/2. So 5/8 of an inch by 3 1/2. Then I need a piece of Peaceful Pine that is 2 1/4 by 4 inches. Okay? So the first thing I want to do is I am going to get a couple of pieces out of our way. Make sure I got the right one here. Yep, okay. That's the downside to using the same papers. You can forget real easily which one goes where. So I wanted to double check this before I get started. So this one is going to go on here. So do you guys like the camera view being a little farther away? Can you see clearly enough still with it this far away? But you have a little more room, I think, to see the things. Because the last several times the camera, I think, was too close and then it was harder to see what I was doing. So let me know. Okay, so there is that. So then the next thing I'm going to put on is I'm going to take this DSP. And again, I'm looking right at my catalog, the picture in my catalog. And so we're putting adhesive on this. And then they put this on the card. A little cattywampus. That's what I call it. Slightly crooked. Or very crooked. And that's going to go like that. Okay? We're ready to do our stamping. This one has more die cut. The cards today have more die cutting than anything. But don't panic because I've done a lot of it ahead of time to save us time. I also forgot to mention the color of inks that I'm using today. So I'm using the new Peaceful Pine ink pad, the new Golden Glow ink pad. Again, you can get those free if you want to be a Create with Love team member and, better yet, a savvy shopper. Let me know. We're also using Secret Sea and we are using Old Olive. So those are our ink pads that we're using today. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my paper. And I am going to be using Old Olive first. And so I'm going to ink up the large fern image. And I'm going to stamp that right on here like so. And done with that one. So I'm going to close it. I need my Peaceful Pine. This is the amazing thing about these. So easy to open now. They're magnetic. Love them. Then I'm going to take this one. Oops. This one's going to stamp here. And we're going to do this again. And it's going to go there like so. And close that one up. And then I need 2 more things to stamp. Nope, 3 more things, sorry. I need Golden Glow. So here is the other in color. I'm going to take my butterfly, stamp him there, and then I'm cleaning my stamps here. Sorry. Oh. Then I need the bigger butterfly, and this time I need Secret C. So I'm going to open up the Secret C and ink up my butterfly, and that's going to go there. Okay? Then, whoop, stuck my finger right in the ink pad. I want to make sure that's off so I don't make a mess of the other cards. Oh, I need the Secret C yet, and I want my greeting that says, "You are an amazing friend." So I'm going to bring in the other white piece that I had that was 5/8 of an inch by 3.5. I'm going to ink up our greeting, and because our stamps are photopolymer and see-through, you can look right down through the stamp and the block and know right where you're stamping. Give the ink a minute to transfer, and there we go. There is the greeting. Okay, now what I did next then is I went back to my images, and I'm taking my blender brush to clean the blender brush. Remember I said earlier, you do not want to take these to water. There's ink in them. You want to scribble on a piece of paper. If there's no color coming out, it is clean. And again, it is a clear ink. And so by going over what you have stamped, you probably can't see it very well there, but it's okay. I'm going to show you here in a second. But by going over the ink of your stamped images, let's go over this one so you can see this one a little better. See, by going over the color, can you see from one side to the other the difference? It's very subtle, but it colors it in without having to do anything else. That's all you do to color them in. So that's what I did to all of these images, and then I die cut them out. So I'm going to get rid of this. So here's my bigger butterfly or moth. There's that butterfly. There's my bigger fern, and then I had 2 of these. Then there was a piece of peaceful pine. Let me give you the measurement again. It was 2 1/4 by 4 inches. I took the fern standalone die and die cut the image from Peaceful Pine. I don't need this one, but you can save it for another project, and I'm going to be using this one, okay? So let's bring our card base back in. And so the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to take one of these images, and I'm going to put adhesive on here. And this is going to go up right about there, like so. Then I'm going to take this image, the one just like it, put adhesive on the back of that one. This one is going to go down farther, like so. Okay. Then I need this one. And I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet for this one, because the silicone craft sheet is amazing to have when you are working with your adhesives, because it helps keep adhesive where you don't want it, like on your work surface, and it is cleanable, meaning if you get glue on the craft sheet, you can wash your craft sheet and use it over and over and over again. Now, because I have issues with my fingers, I am going to grab my tweezers, and I'm going to grab this fern, and this one is going to go right here, like so. And I was going to do something to that first and forgot. I wonder if it'll come off. Yes, it will. That's the thing about that adhesive. is you got a little time for it to dry. So I'm gonna take my ink and a sponge dauber. I'm gonna ink it up, and then I'm just going to, again, I'm doing it on my craft sheet because I can clean it right up, right when I clean it up with the adhesive. So there, see, just that quick, dotted it on, and now it gives more dimension so that when I put it back on here, it stands out from the DSP more. See? There we go. No harm. See? And this will wash right up with water. Just run it under the sink and it'll be good to go. So now the next thing we need is we need this fern. And this one is going to go up on dimensional. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to use one of our smaller dimensionals up here. And then I'm going to use a couple of our larger ones down here like so. Okay, peel off the backings. Okay, get this. This is going to go down here like so. And now, whoop, we need to do our greeting piece. And so I am going to put, adhesive on the back of this one, just along the top edge of it. With the liquid glue, you need to remember dot, dot, not a lot. You don't need a whole bunch of it. And then this is going to go on here, like so. And now, because this one's on dimensionals, the center of this does not need to be raised because this is raised. So I need dimensionals on either end. So I'm going to put a dimensional here and a dimensional here. And then we will take our greeting piece. And again, this one is going to go right about there. And now we just have our two butterflies to put on. So I'm going to flip these over. And this one is going to get a mini dimensional on it. But the, oops, did I do the right one? Yes. The smaller one gets the dimensional, and the larger one gets adhesive, and the larger one, I'm just realizing, see the antenna? That's how you can tell the larger one from the smaller one when it's flipped over and you can't see what's stamped on it. So there is the larger. And now we're going to put on our smaller one. And then we're going to do one more thing that they did not do. And they did not use any of our gems. And I had those open, but where did I put them? There they are. They were underneath the catalog. And so I am going to, on this one, I believe I am just going to use the clear ones. So I'm going to do a clear one down here, and then I'm going to do a clear one up here, and another clear one over here. So there we go. There is card number 1. Again, it is this card right here in the catalog, other than the gems. What do you think? See? Not too bad. Isn't that great? That's what I love so much about our catalogs, is they are there for us to learn from, right? Okay, so now this next one, if you had a catalog, I'll go back and tell you the page number on that one. But if you look for the suite, you'll find it. But this next card is coming right off from page 51. I told you, easy today. We're doing the cards right in the catalog. So this card base, we are using Secret C, again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Line up the corners. Burnish. That one's ready to go. We need a piece of basic white for the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. Let me tell you all the goodies for this one. Then I need a piece of basic white that is 3 by 4 1/4. I need a piece of basic white that is 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. I need a piece of old olive that is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. And I'm going to use one of the dies to cut it out. So I've already done that ahead of time. I told you I did stuff ahead of time. Then I need a piece of the Golden Glow that is, once again, just like the card we just did, 5/8 of an inch wide by 3 inches long. And then I need a piece of DSP that's a 1/2 inch by 4 inches, and that same DSP that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so let's put adhesive on this one. We're going to start to get some of these pieces, like I say, out of our way. And this is going to match up with the lower left corner, left top corner, and then push it to the right. So there is that all set to go. And now I'm going to bring in the larger of the basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. That is our liner with the same DSP that I just attached to the outside, but this one is of the 1/2 inch by 4 inch. And that one is going to go at the bottom of our liner. Okay. And then adhesive on the back of this. And this is going to go on the inside of our card. Okay. Like so. Okay, and now we need to do some of our stamping. All right, so I need to bring in my foam mat, and I am going to first bring in this piece here, and I need Secret C. And with this one, I need the larger of the floral images that come in the set, and so I'm going to ink this up. And then I'm going to stamp it right in the center of our piece. Okay, like so. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm going to bring in our Golden Glow piece. This is for our greeting. And again, I am using You're an Amazing Friend. Ink this one up. And in the middle, once again. There we go. Okay. And let me see, I do not need this one anymore. So now I need this one, and I need our Golden Glow ink. And I need the background stamp that comes in this bundle, and I need it this direction. Okay, so I'm inking up in the Golden Glow, and then this one is going to go down toward the bottom, closer to the left side, like so, and close that one up. And now I need the old olive, and I need the fern image, and ink this up. And then this one is going to go on here like so. Okay, there is that. And now I'm going to close this up. And on this one, I am using our Stampin' Blends. This is the one I need my light Secret C, and then I need both of the Golden Glow. So I need the dark and the light. So I would color in the buds dark, the center of the flowers dark, the outer edge of the bigger flowers light, and then I use the Secret C on the leaves. Okay, and I did this ahead of time, did it all colored in and die cut it out, and there is the completed one. Okay, so now we need our card base. We need this one. I'm going to work on here first. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this greenery, and it is going to go on here like so. So I'm just going to flip it over again on my craft sheet and just put dots of adhesive on here. Dot, dot, not a lot. Okay. All right. Got adhesive on there. Again, I like to use my tweezers with this, just because my fingers do not function the best. So we find ways, right? It's all good. Okay, there is that one. And then this floral piece is going to go on here, like so. And so I'm going to put adhesive on the back of here. Okay. Again, using my tweezers. And I'm looking at my sample in the catalog, because remember, these ideas are coming right out of our catalog. That's what they're there for. And now I want this on here. And this is going to hang over like so. So on this one, I want some dimensionals. So I'm going to flip it over so I know where I can safely put my dimensionals, so that when I flip it back over and place this, whoops, where it needs to be, we are safe. Now I'm going to flip this one over, put dimensionals on the back of this one, peel off the backings, and then this one now goes in the lower left corner, about like so. Then the last thing we need is our gems. And so I'm going to put a little one up here. I'm going to put a larger blue one here, and then a smaller blue one here. There we go. There is card number 2. Again, this idea came right out of the catalog, page 51, where the stamp set is featured, and there is our card right there. Okay, hopefully you like these, and now you're seeing how useful our catalog can be. We have one more card to do, and this one again is coming right out of our catalog from page 37. Okay, this one is the busy one. We have lots and lots and lots going on with this one. So are you ready for this one? Okay, like I said, lots of things on this one, so bear with me. I'm going to move that just for a second. So again, we're starting with a piece of Secret C 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. So line up your corners and burnish so that it is ready to go. There we go. We need a piece of, again, basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. That is our liner. I need a piece of designer paper that is 1/2 inch by 4 inches. I need that same DSP. This one is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Then I needed a piece of, there's lots of stuff, guys. Here we go. Ready? I need a piece of that 2-tone olive green cardstock that was 3 by 5 3/8 that I went ahead and ran through the embossing folder. Okay. Then I need a piece of Secret C that is 1 3/4 by 2 3/4. And I ran it through the stamp cut emboss machine, cut that out. I need a piece of Secret C that was 2 by 2. This one I stamped and embossed some butterflies on it. So I needed some of our Wow Metallic. I used gold and the dies, and I went ahead and stamped and die cut those out. So that's ready. I need a piece of Mossy Meadow that is 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. And this one, I die cut this fern out of that one. Okay. And then I need a piece of basic white that is 2 by 4 for some stamping. And I need a piece of Secret C that is 1 1/2 by 2 3/4. So again, I'm going to do the stamping, and I have die cut them ahead of time, but I want to show you what I did. So I'm going to open up the old olive ink first, and I inked up the frame to the stamp set, and then I'm going to stamp off. And the ink is in old olive, and I stamped it on soft seafoam. Okay, isn't that pretty together? It tones down the olive, so it's not quite so strong, and I love that. So again, I already die cut that one out. And I'm bringing that one in because this one is going to get our greeting on it. So let's bring in our greeting. And this one is going to say, thankful for you. So I'm inking up in Secret C. And again, because it's clear, I can look down through the block to see where I'm going. And there is our greeting. Okay. Now on our white piece, we need to do some Golden Glow and some Secret C. And I'm going to open the Golden Glow first. I'm one that I always like to do my larger images first so that I don't run out of room. So I'm going to ink up the larger floral piece in Golden Glow and stamp it. And just hold it on the paper just for a second. Just let that ink transfer. And you'll get a clearer, a little deeper image by doing that. So there is that one. Then I'm going to take the smaller floral image, ink it up in Secret C. And we are going to stamp 2 of those on it. The smaller. Okay, the gold one does not need any coloring. And the floral ones here, I am bringing in the old olives and the berry burst. So the berry burst, I die cut already, but I want to show you I did the berry burst. Okay. Did that, and then we just did the centers of those. I think we got all the flowers. There we are. And then on the greenery, I'm doing the light olive first. I know most of you are used to me doing the dark and then the light, but when you do the light first and then the dark the dark stays a little bit darker, if that makes sense. So instead of going over it twice, I did the light first. And now I'm going to come in with the dark Old Olive and just go right over the veins that Stampin' Up! Artist did for us. So I took it over to the machine and die cut everything out so it is ready to go. There's one last thing that I forgot. Well, two things. Do you remember I said we're going to use some of that vellum when I showed you the Coastal Suite? I took a piece of that shimmering vellum. Oh, I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but look at the gold shimmer to this. This time we are using the negative image on our card instead of the main part, which I think is super cool. And then I am taking a piece of 8-inch twine for a bow, and then linen thread rather, not twine, sorry. And then I am going to take another piece of linen thread that is 6 inches long. Okay, so we have one other thing to do here to prep before we start assembling. Remember I told you the two-tone cardstock has a white core center. I am taking a sanding block and just lightly highlighting some of those areas on the two-tone cardstock. Is that not the coolest? Love it. Then the next thing I need to do is I need to make a banner. And so I am going to go this way. I'm looking at my 7, okay, because I want the center. So I'm looking for the center and I'm dividing it evenly this way. And then I'm going to go up about a 1/2 inch on this one, take my tip of my scissors and make a point right here on my piece so that I can come up to that point and then cut from this corner to that point, okay, and then from this corner back to that point so that my flag is in the center. Isn't that the coolest? Okay, now we need to start building our card. Okay, so this one is a little more involved in building, but it's okay, okay? Bear with me. So I'm going to first start by putting adhesive on our 1/2 inch strip. This is going to go toward the bottom of our card. Like I said, if there are any classes that you would like to attend here that I went over when we first came on today, let me know. We sure would love to have you. If you want the best deal that Stampin' Up! Has to offer, let me know. We've got just a couple of short days here left to take advantage of it. You've only got to the end of the 31st, 11:59 p.m. Okay, there's that. Now I'm going to take this one and put adhesive on the back of this one. Okay. Then once you get your goodies in your starter kit, you can then get a discount on your goodies that you buy. How cool would that be? Okay, again, left lower corner. Okay, there we go. Covers the front just like so. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to start building on here. And I want this vellum secured. And so I'm going to use our Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to put, some adhesive on the back of the vellum. When you use this adhesive, I find it best to go slow and remember to tilt it so it releases. And so now this, oh no, guess what I didn't do? I didn't make sure that my area was clean. Good thing vellum resists. Fixed it. Okay, so this is going to go on here. Slightly cattywampus. That seems to be the theme today, right? And then I need one of my florals. So again, I'm going to use this because of the vellum under it. Vellum kind of takes, because it's not porous, it takes longer for glue to dry. So when I'm working with vellum, I like to use the Stamp and Seal. Okay, so now, but on this one, I'm going to have to use, okay, so I'm going to flip this one over. I'm taking the shorter of my linen thread, and it is going to go across and get adhered to the back. And I did plenty. I went all the way around, and I thought I had brought, it's all good. I thought I had brought my tear and tape, but I didn't. But you know what? I'm going to use a dimensional to hold it down on that side and a dimensional to hold it down on that side, because we need dimensionals on the back of here anyways. So here we go. And one there, and let's do another there. Okay, so peel off the backings. Okay. And then this is going to, I'm going to turn my card upside down this way because I want it closer to this side, but I want it flush with the top of the card. And so I'm turning my card so it's easier for me to see. So there we go. That is now attached. And so now we just need to add on our other items. So I am going to do my greeting first. Thankful for You is going to go over here. And so I need to tuck, excuse me, I gotta get a drink. I've got to be tucking things underneath. So I want a dimensional on this end, but I'm going to do what I call hamburger it, because this is already on dimensional. So if I did that, it would be flat over here and raised over here if I put a dimensional over here. So there's a one dimensional here and two dimensionals here stacked on top of each other. And you'll see why here. What I was referring to, this is going to go on here like so. Now that gives me room to tuck things underneath. So the first thing I want to tuck underneath is my fern. And so I'm going to put dot, dot, not a lot, adhesive on the fern to help hold it in place. Whoop. And this one is going to go on here like so. Okay, there is that. Now don't worry, it's going to come together. This is one of them. You just have to be patient and trust the process. Again, die cut, dot, dot, not a lot. If you have joined me live and you said hello and I haven't answered you, I'm sorry. I cannot see anything. Facebook is not letting me know who joined. I'm glad you're here. I will respond to your messages when I am off the live. I'm glad you're here. Okay, this one is going to go here like so. And now we need dimensionals on the rest of these. I believe 1, 2, yep, 3 of them. Nope, yep. Okay, so let's do some dimensionals. On these. And we need a big one here. And then I want some small dimensionals on these. Whoop. Okay. All right. So, next one that's going to go on is this one. Peel off the backings. This one is going to go up here. Yep. Like so. This one, peel off the backings. This one, whoop, no. See, this one had the liquid glue on it. See what I mean about taking time to dry? This one is going to go on here. Oops. Over here, like so. And then we need our butterflies. This one is going to go over here. This one is going to go down here. And then this one is going to go up here like so. Now this longer piece of twine that I had, of course you could wrap it all the way around and tie it, but I don't know, this is just a Kristen thing. I don't know why, this is just what I like to do. So I'm going to tie this on here, turn this, make my bow, and oops, come on. There is that. Now we just need our gems, which again they did not use. But yeah, let's do, I think I'm gonna do, I was gonna do green, but I don't know if you can see them. Oh, you might be able to. So let's do one up here. Let's do one down here. And let's do another small one over here, like so. There we go. There is card number 3. And again, this one came from page 37 of the catalog. It is right here. Okay. So all 3 cards today came right from the catalog. Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. All right, guys, thank you for hanging in there with me. We ran over today, but I'm so glad you were here. I appreciate you so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next Friday at 2 o'clock for Live on Friday. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.